This week on Martyr's Row.
Baal and Marduk? Who even are they?
Was Elijah actually the god of rain?
Does Kid Rock write worship songs for Baal?
Did Constantine's nephew try to build the third temple in the 3rd century?
Is Baal coming on the clouds, or is it Jesus?
I don't know.
Let's find out. This week on Martyr's Row. 3, 2, 1.
Saint Cecilia, a virgin of Rome, though given in marriage, had from her youth dedicated herself unto Christ, and kept her heart steadfast in purity and prayer. It is told that even on the day of her wedding, she sang unto the Lord, desiring that her body might remain undefiled. By her witness, she turned her husband Valerian and his brother Tiburtius unto the faith, who afterward suffered martyrdom. For her own confession, she was seized and commanded to sacrifice to the idols, and refusing, she was first shut up in a heated bath to be overcome by the vapor, yet remained unharmed. At length, the executioner was sent to strike off her head, but failing after many blows, left her wounded, and after 3 days she yielded up her spirit. Thus Cecilia, constant in devotion and strong in suffering, bore witness that the song of the faithful cannot be silenced, but ascendeth unto God even through death. Anno Domini 230.
Julian the Apostate was the Roman emperor who briefly tried to turn the empire away from the Christian path it had begun to follow under Constantine. A nephew of Constantine the Great, Julian ruled from AD 361 to 363 and earned the name the Apostate because he rejected the Christianity of his upbringing and sought to restore the old pagan order of Rome. Brilliant, philosophical, and fiercely devoted to the ancient gods, he worked to weaken Christian influence and strengthen traditional worship across the empire. One of the boldest and most symbolically charged acts of his reign was his attempt to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem in AD 363, a move that would have carried enormous religious and political meaning. But according to ancient sources, the project was abruptly stopped when fire broke out at the site. The clearest non-Christian witness, Ammianus Marcellinus, says that balls of flame burst out near the foundations, burned some of the workers, and drove the whole effort to a halt. Historians are careful with the event, noting that while the sources do report a fiery interruption, the cause is debated, possibly miraculous, possibly accidental, possibly connected to the earthquake of May 19th, 363. Either way, Julian's effort failed, and with it died one of history's most dramatic attempts to restore what would have been the Third Temple. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Steven.
So,
What an intro.
the Third Temple
Yes.
has been attempted.
Yeah.
About 1,700 years ago.
That's crazy.
So you got to think between the Council of Nicaea and the Council of Constantinople, where we basically get the origins of our Christian doctrine and theology. In between those time frames, because I believe Constantinople was 381.
Okay.
And Nicaea was like the 320s era. So in 363, the nephew of Constantine, Julian the Apostate, tries to rebuild the Third Temple.
That's crazy.
Or tries to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. And he does it in order to essentially gain the favor of the Jewish people.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
In like historically, what Julian was trying to do was he was trying to restore again regional worship.
Yeah.
So he was
That's-
trying to deconstruct the Christianity as a state religion
And let's make it localized.
and make it localized again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, so Julian was
Hmm.
like kind of being a man of the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be like a community church.
Yeah.
No, but
But more
I'm trying to think of a
like
funny tie-in.
yeah. But that is an interesting thing to note, that the third temple
Mm.
has already been attempted
Yeah,
more than 1,000 years ago.
and it didn't work out.
Did not work. And it was not under scrutiny.
Right.
Not
yeah.
only that, but the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount
Mm.
wasn't built until the 600s.
Yeah.
So this is 300 years before they would build the Dome of the Rock.
That's crazy.
In fact, it's 300 years before Islam as a religion was even born,
Oh, fascinating.
because Islam doesn't
Hmm.
come around till the 600s either.
Wow.
So the Islamic religion is around 600 AD.
Okay.
And then the Dome of the Rock
That's
and
interesting.
and the other, and Mecca, and there's another place on the Temple Mount. Those places are built within 20 to 30 years of Islam becoming a religion.
That's pretty speedy.
It's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have to have a place, right?
I mean, yeah, you gotta have a place to lay your head.
But isn't that interesting? So the nephew of Constantine basically eliminates Christianity as a state religion.
Wow.
So that's why they call him Julian the Apostate.
It makes sense.
And then there's no solid ancient evidence that Julian intended the temple to be dedicated to any other god than the God of Israel and the restoration of Jewish worship. So Julian was not trying to like rebuild the third temple, or rebuild the temple as the third temple and desecrate it,
Yeah.
or essentially worship another god using the temple of Yahweh.
Yeah.
He was actually trying to restore the temple of Yahweh
Yeah.
for the Jewish people.
That's fascinating.
So like the emperor of Rome was like, hey, like Israel, let me restore this for you.
Yeah.
And it says that there were balls of fire and flame that drove the workers away from their work.
Crazy.
And then I like the added, or possibly it was connected to an earthquake that happened on May 19th, 1,700 years ago.
Like, what?
Yeah, isn't that wild though?
I want to know how do we figure that out?
People write it down. I mean, this is historical
that's
accounts.
True. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, these are literally historical. The guy's name that I couldn't really read.
Dear diary, there was an earthquake today.
So the sources indicate that Julian authorized the rebuilding of the Jerusalem temple and renewal of Jewish sacrificial worship there. Not that he meant to turn it into a pagan shrine. Later summaries of the episode describe his policy as the full restoration of Jewish worship, which is the key point.
Yeah.
So Julian's motive was almost certainly political as well as religious. He wanted to undermine Christianity, present himself as a champion of ancient cults against the Christian empire, and likely win Jewish goodwill, especially in the East. So while the temple would have functioned as the Jewish temple, dedicated in Jewish terms to the God of Israel, Julian appears to have supported the project as part of his wider anti-Christian and pro-traditional religion agenda. This is consistent with his own writings, which show his deep commitment to restoring older religious customs across the empire.
That's so interesting.
It's interesting because you go, all right, Rome, not Israel,
right,
not Jewish. Rome goes, hey, let's restore for the Jewish people in order to gain goodwill with the Jewish people.
Yeah.
What does that sound like? It sounds like something that's happening right now. And this guy, Julian the Apostate, he intentionally wanted to help the Jewish people rebuild the temple and bring in the third temple
There's going to be another earthquake.
intentionally to undermine Christianity.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that that's what's happening,
But I'm just saying it sounds like it.
but it's definitely a byproduct.
Yeah.
So,
Which honestly is interesting to think about that, because there's the whole etymology, not etymology.
history?
What's the end times?
Eschatology?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eschatology of like, we need them to rebuild the third temple so Jesus comes back.
Right. And that's not what he was doing.
No, he was just trying to take a political favor.
Yeah, he was trying to gain the political favor and he wanted the Jewish people to like him.
Yeah.
So he was trying to restore regional cult worship.
But it's just interesting. It's like there's a few different veins, speaking of now,
Yeah.
that are trying to accomplish the same thing for very different reasons.
Well, think about the establishment of America
Yeah.
as a separation of church and state,
Mm-hmm.
where it's celebrated for you to worship whomever and however you want to.
Yeah.
That's literally what Julian was doing,
Yeah.
coming off of a Christian state.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was redistributing it and saying, no, let's not do that.
You can just do whatever you want. Yeah.
The funny thing is as corrupt as it was, England had Christianity as its state religion.
Mm.
And those who came to America did what? They said, you can worship whoever and however you want to.
Yeah.
So, like, nothing new under the sun. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's the thing is like, this is not the
that's
first
even
time
like
this has
the
happened.
Puritans, when they came in, they're like, we want to worship him the way we want to worship him.
Yeah, they actually intentionally, which maybe we do a whole episode on this, but the Puritans intentionally only used the Geneva Bible
Yeah.
because they said that the King James was the Bible of the state.
Yeah.
So commissioned by the state, therefore they wanted to separate from that
Mm-hmm.
because of the corruption of the state. The corruption the state was having over Christianity.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
It does show up in the King James.
it's why Protestants exist.
Yeah, it's true.
So just gonna leave these notes here. These are like little
Just
tiny
nuggets.
yeah, this is just information from history, everyone.
Here's just a little chicken nugget for you.
Yeah. So has the third temple been built? No. Has it been attempted?
Yes.
A long time ago.
Yeah. And there was some fire or an earthquake.
Or an earthquake. Or both.
Like giant balls of fire. It's probably an earthquake.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But also both things can happen at the same time.
That's fair.
And lightning originates from the ground, so why can't an earthquake happen and balls of fire shoot up? Yeah. Maybe they were coming up from the ground instead of down onto the ground.
Oh, that's interesting.
Either way, balls of fire.
Balls of
Fire. 3, 2, 1. Smoke in the sky, drums in the night, ball out of name, but Yahweh had the night. Thunder would roll, idols would shake. Yahweh spoke once, and the mountains would wave. Oh, hell falls down. Ashes on the ground. So this song came to mind recently,
Oh,
and it's a song that I haven't thought about since 1999.
okay. So a couple years ago,
Yeah,
like 2
I
years ago,
I hope
right?
that doesn't date
Right?
this podcast,
right?
which we are recording in the year 2001, apparently. But it's August 2001, so the
Oof.
world is blissful.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum.
I didn't expect it to go here,
Yeah,
but
this is quite a
so picture this: August 2001.
Whoa, you're wearing a
We're wearing
you're wearing
all
a
the colors.
windbreaker. Every color imaginable.
MTV still hot.
Still hot.
And guess what song comes on? You ready?
I'm ready.
Ball with the ball, the bang, the bang, dig
Yeah.
it, dig it, dig it, set the boogie, the up, drop the boogie.
I
Do you
should have
remember-
expected that, but I wasn't. I totally forgot about that song.
Here's the thing. That song, I think I just realized what it's talking about.
Oh, I have no clue.
Well, it's the first word in the whole song and the first word of the title of the song. But I think it's spelled wrong.
Okay.
I think it should be spelled B-A-A-L, not B-L-A-L-L.
Interesting.
So, Paul, my question tonight is,
Yeah.
who is Baal?
What is a ball?
And do you know Baal?
Baal
Baal?
or Baal?
Paul, do you know Baal?
I'll take what is Baal for 500.
So the thing is like,
yeah.
how do you say it?
I used to always say Baal.
Yeah.
But I've spent too much time listening to scholars,
Fair.
and they all say Baal. Because they're like, oh, we studied Hebrew, so we have to say it this way.
Baal.
Yeah.
Baal.
I
It's
found
like
that
a hyphenated word
even like
almost.
when we were talking about on the angel episode we just did,
Yes.
where it's like I just keep saying cherubim and with
Oh.
the yeah, because that's how they say it.
Yeah.
And I've spent too much time listening to them.
Right.
So I'm like,
It's where you learn how to say Augustine.
yeah, that's right.
Instead of Augustine.
Yeah.
So Baal.
Baal.
Or Baal,
Yeah.
right? Ball with the ball.
Boom with the ball.
So that song, though, it's like, maybe that's who he's talking about.
That would be kind of crazy,
Yeah. I mean,
but also not surprising at the same time.
it would make the song make more sense,
Yeah,
but also really funny.
it would be kind of funny.
So, Paul, who is
Yeah.
Baal?
So that's
Paul, who is
so
Baal?
Paul.
Because there's a lot of, I feel like,
Yeah.
especially now, there's like a
It's been-
resurgence
yeah.
in August of 2001.
Yeah. Which is strange because everything's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's been like this resurgence of like all of a sudden I'm hearing everyone use this word
Yes.
and they're saying it like that. They're saying it in the Hebrew way. They're not saying Baal.
That's it. Actually, I haven't noticed that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
I might be numb to it.
it's like journalists
That's fascinating.
just mentioning Baal worship or Baal
Yeah.
worship. And most of the
That's
time they're just
interesting.
saying Baal,
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
which yeah, I guess that does make sense. So I feel like we need to like, and I don't know that I've fully done a deep dive on what that is or who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about like, is this a proper name? Is it a job title? Is it a like
Yeah.
what we just assume like Judas Iscariot is Iscariot his last name? No, it's
Right.
not.
Yeah.
So like, there's a bunch of things that like we don't really know.
Because we're so far removed from it.
And like,
Yeah.
is Baal one person? Is it a being? Is it what, who, how, when, where, why?
Yeah, and that's a great place to start. And so, I mean, like, some of this we can hit quickly because then it opens up into more interesting things, I feel like.
Okay.
So, like, the first thing is just like, okay, so here's a word. Is it a proper name or what is it?
Right.
And so it's like, well, what does it mean?
That's good.
Because I
Good
like
place.
etymology.
Yeah. We
Where
all
did it
like
come from? What does it mean?
Yeah. Where'd you
And
come
so-
from, Cotton Eye Joe?
This So it literally means Lord or Master. That's what the word means.
I feel like that keeps happening.
Yes. Yeah.
It keeps happening that like what I think is a proper noun It's like, nope, just kidding.
Darn it.
It's like, yeah, but all these preachers and pastors and songwriters and all these people are using this as a proper noun.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're all wrong.
And in some ways, but it's like the Bible uses it in certain ways, but it also can mean multiple things.
Sure.
And who they're talking about changes.
Yeah, that
under
makes
that.
sense.
So it's like, it's not just one individual or one being.
Okay.
But it is a title for various local deities.
Got it.
And especially in Canaan. Surprise, surprise.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, in Canaan, we've talked about this too. Like Canaan, like the land of Canaan, and then the Canaanites, like that goes 9th to like 12th century BC.
Yeah.
Like super
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yes. Very long time.
Like
before I was born.
Definitely.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Before 2001. Space Odyssey.
I was about to say it.
Word association. Okay, so
That's
Baal is not a person. He's not a dude.
Right.
The same way Lucifer is not Satan.
Correct. Yeah.
But more so like the accuser or Ha-Satan in Job 1
Yes.
is not the ancient serpent
Yes.
in the garden.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, so it's one of these where, well, I mean, yeah, that's a whole, sorry, that
Or
I almost
even-
jumped on that tangent.
Or even Elohim
Yes.
is a generic word for God,
It's a, yeah,
but it needs...
it's more of an adjective.
It needs a prefix
Yeah.
or a suffix. It needs something to more focused identify it, specify it.
Yes, correct.
So Baal is just simply Lord.
So
and
it's just like a title.
Yeah.
And it's like in the same way, because we see this especially with Yahweh and the various forms that in the titles he's been given.
Okay.
Or even like there's the El title, and this is like a Mesopotamian pullback because there's the character El,
Right.
who is like the chief among the gods.
Yes.
And so with that, 'cause I mean, even so Baal would be underneath El
Okay.
in the mythos of their religion.
Oh, that makes sense.
But Baal kind of runs the show. And so I say that as like a proper noun in that case.
Specifically in the Canaanite culture.
Yeah.
Got it.
But I'll kind of explain why I'm saying it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's like, so we see that with even like with Yahweh, it's like there's these like adjectives that go along with his name.
Okay.
Because like we say like Yahweh Elohim or Yahweh Sabaoth.
Right.
And it's like all these things mean different things.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, he's like the Lord of hosts, or he's the Lord of spirits, or, you know,
Sure.
or we even say like El Shaddai or Jehovah Jireh.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, all of these things are just talking about specific characteristics.
Yeah, it's not actually include. It's like the Lord who provides.
Yeah.
Like the Lord my provider.
Yeah.
But even in that, it has to be prefaced with Yahweh, the Lord my provider.
Yes. And I
Which
think that's
that's
what's
a- yeah.
interesting because here it's kind of flipped where we've just taken the title
Yes.
and we don't have who the title is attached to.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a moniker, like a
Yeah.
like Lord Farquaad.
Some of you will die.
I'm a real boy.
And so when we look in scripture, I was like, there's no segue.
Donkey. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, that was the easiest one to pull,
It's so good. It's so good.
but it is like that because it's like Baal is just Lord,
Yes.
but there's specified ones in context of where you are and to whom you're talking.
Yeah, and they would hold the title Baal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so in scripture,
Okay.
it's actually we see it can mean a couple different things.
Got it.
Two things is what I
Or
have written down.
associated with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like in how it's using it.
Okay.
So in one case, it's a specific local god, like the Baal of a certain city or the Baal of a certain city.
Okay.
So it's kind
So
of like
the
a
Lord
regional
over
thing.
that
It's like,
city.
yeah. So who's ruling deity-wise ruling this city or this region.
Well, that goes back to Deuteronomy 32.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And then
So it's the spiritual lord
yes,
of the region.
yes,
Got it.
yeah. Which just to jump ahead briefly in that, since you just said it, is like
Yeah.
we talk about the Prince of Tyre and the King of Tyre.
Yes.
That would be the Baal of Tyre.
Right, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, even in that though, but like Baal, that's gonna bother me.
We should pick one.
That is Tyre would fall underneath that Canaanite or Phoenician
Yes.
culture. So
Which that was one of the characters that they worshipped
right.
in Phoenicia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to do an episode on the Phoenicians.
That would be really. There's so much to talk about in that.
Yes. Because we talk about the Canaanites a lot in reference to the Bible.
But then when we spread out a little bit more, it's like it's just as weird.
Yeah, and linked
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like a lot of origin of even what Canaanites are doing
Yeah.
can come from the Phoenicians.
Oh, 100%.
Especially like, yeah. Anyways, that's for a different episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Baal.
Baal. And so the other way that it's used in Scripture
Okay.
is specifically speaking to
Hello? Brain work.
Baal worship as a system.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, what's the systematic way that you're worshiping?
Yeah.
That's attached to this style of worship.
Okay.
And so we see both of those cases used, where sometimes Scripture's talking about a specific, and sometimes it's talking about you're participating in this ecosystem of Baal worship.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
So it's fascinating. Yeah. And so it's interesting because then I guess part of the relationship we see here is after entering Canaan, Israel repeatedly falls into Baal worship.
Yeah.
And so we see that a lot in the book of Judges. It's this cyclical pattern of Israel serves Baal, oppression, repentance, and deliverance.
Yeah.
And that just continues to repeat throughout, honestly, their whole history.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so in some ways the term Baal is used as like a symbol for just like idolatry.
That makes sense because so it's a system or a structure from which worship happens in a pagan culture.
Yes.
Okay. So it's way more generic than I think I even thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting. Yeah. And we can get even we'll end up talking about more like the specifics here.
Okay.
Of like who are some of these characters that are identified
biblically.
Okay. Yeah. And then even outside of that a little bit too.
Okay.
But so the Bible frames Baal as an illegitimate competing lord.
Right.
So we see that in 1 Kings 18.
Okay.
Which is the Mount Carmel showdown with Elijah.
Oh yeah.
And that's
I
actually
did want to talk about
very
that.
significant moment.
Yeah.
Which I kind of want to talk a little bit more about like the characteristics of a Baal. And
can we end with
and then we can come back to that.
Okay.
But it's a good teaser of like this is a very important moment of this like competition, if you will. Yeah,
and it's also like really perfect framework for the interaction between a regional deity and regional worship in relationship to a prophet of Yahweh.
Yes.
And how that actually functioned and played out.
Yes.
So I think the more we set up what a Baal was and like what worship to Baal looked like, the more that scenario in 1 Kings 18 comes to life a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even like some of the language around why Jesus says what he says.
Okay.
And why it matters so much to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And even the language inside of Daniel.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Okay.
So we'll start with this first.
Okay.
But yeah, so in the Bible, it also associates Baal worship with idolatry, fertility rituals, sexual immorality, and sometimes child sacrifice.
Right.
And that's often linked to deities like Molech.
Right.
Which would be interesting to talk about him too at some point.
Right. So that's the thing is like Baal is not necessarily a specific god who is asking for child sacrifice.
Yes.
That would more so default off to a secondary god
Yeah.
or peer.
I mean, it would be a peer technically.
yeah. So like when it's like because that's what I keep hearing referenced is like it's Baal worship or Molech, the worship of Molech.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's Baal worship to Molech.
Yeah.
That's like how you would say it,
I feel like that's
right? So it's you're practicing Baal worship, and you're specifically worshiping Molech when you're going through the process of child sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's kind of that's the one thing I'm trying to understand a little bit more too as I've gone through this is it does seem like Baal worship, even though there's several individuals that are named.
Yeah.
It is like its own specific practice as well.
Right.
So it's like
but
there's
I
a
think that's based
certain
on
way that
region.
you're supposed to worship him,
Yeah, okay.
which is separate than how other gods want to be worshipped.
Okay. Oh yeah, because of associated material things.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that too is they all take on their own flavor because they're trying to steal glory from Yahweh.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, what's the way that I want it to happen for me or
Sure.
makes sense for this region or they're most likely to do?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a whole lot inside of there. That could be an entire episode right there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, let's like narrow in.
We'll narrow in on this very general concept.
No, I like it.
So in the Bible, there are a few Baals specifically mentioned.
Okay.
And so the first
just
one...
Just a couple of balls.
Just a couple of... Yes.
I mean, just like gathering around.
They're going to play dodgeball.
Or basketball or football or...
Yes.
It's like all of them.
all
together.
At once.
The Baals of football, the Baals of softball.
That's actually their name. No,
it's Phoenician for football.
Football. Ball football.
The Olympics might be part of that.
Ball Olympics.
Yeah.
What? So the first one we have is Baal Peor.
Okay.
And we see that in Numbers 25.
It's not French.
No, actually, surprisingly.
Fair.
Peor.
It's all this like Hebrew stuff that feels French to me.
It might just be the way I'm saying it.
Maybe.
Yeah. So he's tied to sexual immorality with Moabites.
Okay.
And then we have Baal-zebub.
Right.
Which is a familiar title. And that's 2 Kings 1, which is Lord of the Flies.
Okay.
Which we'll talk more about some of these and a few others as well.
Yeah.
And then we have Baal of Tyre, which is promoted by Jezebel, wife of Ahab.
Right. Yes.
And so that one is more tied to like confirmation of authority.
Okay.
And so like, if you're worshiping Baal Tyre, then it's like that in some ways and how the practices work, it legitimizes your rulership.
Okay.
So that's why she was promoting him of like, this can legitimize our right to rule for the region.
Yeah. Similar to the temptation of Jesus.
Yeah.
Where the accuser is offering him a kingdom.
Yes.
And it's similar in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same kind of concept here.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, in exchange for worship.
Yes. Yeah, bow down and worship him, and that then he will endorse you as a ruler on the earth.
Yes.
Which is how that whole system is set up.
Yeah, that's it.
So
it's like if you want power, all you got to do is worship me, and here you go.
Yeah. And he's like, here's tons of examples of people doing that.
Yes.
So that is an interesting thing to think about when it comes to the temptation of Christ.
Yeah, I mean, because it's that same concept. Like, you want to rule? I got you.
Yeah, here's how you do it here.
Do it my way.
Yeah, because I'm the prince of the air. Here's how you do it here.
Yes.
Here's how this works.
Yeah.
He's like, nah.
He's like, not here. Not in my house.
Not anymore. Not anymore, it doesn't.
There's a new guy in town. New sheriff.
Yeah, okay.
So, Baal was primarily a storm god.
Okay.
And he was associated with rain, fertility, and agriculture.
Right, yeah.
So this is key because in an agrarian society, Baal controlled survival.
Makes sense.
So worshiping Baal wasn't random. It was about crops, livestock, and economic stability.
Yeah, so
And so they're like,
so food and water,
so Baal is the one who brings rain.
which would be life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we don't have that, then we're going to die.
Right.
And so their worldview is based around he's the one who provides that.
Yes.
And so we do what he wants because then he gives us the ability to live.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
controlling of, but in that specific way, it controls a specific set of things, but those things being the lifeblood of
Yes.
like how you eat and how you stay hydrated.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then from ancient texts discovered in Ugarit,
Okay.
Baal battles Yam, who represents chaos and the sea. And then he also battles Mot, which is death and drought.
Okay.
So the cycle is Baal dies, which brings the drought,
Hmm.
and then Baal returns, which is fertility, or life and rebirth.
Got it. So every year there's a cycle of life or death and resurrection.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that would be called the Baal cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this explains why rituals tied to revive Baal,
Mm-hmm.
so like we need to bring him back to life because there's a drought.
Yeah.
And why fertility rites were so intense.
Sure. Well, and that makes sense in the process of like paying attention to what the stars are doing.
Yes.
Like where is the sun?
Yeah, absolutely.
And whether it's like all of that stuff was like paying attention to, all right, are we going to have rain for the crops?
Yeah.
How long will we have rain? How much crops can we grow? All of that stuff is all tied together.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating. And even when we think about Israel in this case,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of place them in that.
That would be the Ugarit, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we place them into this context of like, this is the culture that they're surrounded by.
Okay.
And influenced by, obviously.
Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like rebelling against Yahweh in some ways makes sense.
Yeah.
Not that they should have done it, because they shouldn't have.
Sure.
But it's like it makes sense, because it's like if they're surrounded by this and then they start to internalize the belief system that, okay, Yahweh's cool, but he's not very practical.
Sure.
Because these people are worshiping Baal and they're getting what they want.
Yes.
So we should do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more tangible.
Yeah.
Like there's a tangible element to the cycles of like this type of worship is producing these type of results consistently, and we can see it happening over generations.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas it feels like with Yahweh, to them, it's like, hey, these people are coming against us. That's terrible. Let's cry out to Yahweh, and then Yahweh comes through with a deliverer.
Yes.
But it's not on a consistent cycle that they can rely on.
Yeah.
It's just a cry out and there's deliverance. Cry out and there's deliverance.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily like they can't just look at the stars or wake up or see at night and pay attention to go like, here's what we can expect about tomorrow.
Yes.
So the worship
Yeah.
of Yahweh takes away some expectation or ability to predict tomorrow.
Yes.
Which
Because
is
he's not giving us, and he's never given us like, oh, all you got to do is say this thing or do this thing,
yes.
and you'll get this.
Well, and
When he's like, no, that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
But the other gods are like, no, that's what we need because we're doing magic.
Well, and that's an interesting thought of like predictability.
Yeah.
Like the reason why they would fall into it is because of the predictability to be able to, the ability to be able to control.
Yeah.
So like Baal worship was essentially this idea that like, well, we can rely on the movement of the stars and the seasons, and we can track all of that stuff, and we pretty much know what tomorrow is going to look like.
Yeah.
But with Yahweh, I mean, are we in Egypt or are we in the desert?
Yeah.
Are we walking through a sea or are we not? Like, what do we have water? Oh, no, we don't have water, but here's how we got it last time. Let's do that practical application. But no, he said, no, don't do it that way this time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this active conversation.
Yeah.
Where they have to continually ask Yahweh what's next.
Yeah.
Versus just being able to rely on the cycles, right?
And that's a big difference even with that is
It's more work.
because the other gods are
Like emotionally, it's a little bit more work.
oh yeah, because what Yahweh wants is a relationship.
Right.
He's like, no, I want us to be part of this family,
Yes.
and so we need to talk to one another.
Well, it even makes me think
And then
of,
the other gods are like, no, just do this thing for me. I get
Yes.
what I want. You get what you want.
yeah, and not only that, but it allows the other gods, the lesser gods,
Yeah.
to actually interact with people,
Mm.
but not have to produce anything.
Yes.
Because the other gods can literally interact with the people, right?
Mhm.
They can they show up, or they speak to, or they whisper to, in the same way that we see again the accuser in the temptation of
Yes.
Jesus show up and offer things. But the thing is the accuser, what the accusers or the Baals,
Mm-hmm.
these lower G gods, what they're offering is actually the predictability of how Yahweh rolled creation out.
Yeah.
So they can say, you're going to have rain here
Mm-hmm.
if you worship me.
Yes.
But the rain was already going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think
because
about
of
it,
the seasonal cycles
it's like
that Yahweh rolls out.
yes.
So it's like
So
they're taking credit for Yahweh's work.
Exactly. It's like
That's
the way I try to think about it.
That's
is,
kind of the simplest way I've ever thought about that.
It's like if you went to some remote tribe
yeah.
that's never even seen like other people outside their tribe before, it's like
Mhm.
zero technology, and you showed up with the weather app,
Right.
and you said, "Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow," and
Yeah.
it rains. It's like, oh my gosh,
Right.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Are you controlling the rain?
Sure.
And it's like, no, I just know a little bit more than you.
Yeah.
Or I have something to my advantage that you don't have.
Yeah, and that's fair, but that would be equating the weather app to Yahweh.
Right, which it's an example.
Well, it's actually more complex. Like that has a tangible, like that's tangible
Yeah.
in a way that
That's like the baseline simple of it.
yeah.
But it's like, now if I took that and I was like, yeah, now worship me, but it's like, yeah, but the weather patterns and cycles, which is what the app is looking at, is what's the historical patterns.
Yes.
And I'm saying like, oh yeah, I know I did this.
Right.
It's
So
like that's me also taking credit for what God has ordained and ordered.
So then the prophets of Baal are the mouthpiece of the lower G gods with the weather map.
Yeah.
And they're just telling the prophets, hey, this is what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And all they're saying is, we know what the cycles are.
Mm-hmm.
That's so then
Yeah.
so then going to Matthew chapter 6 and the prayer that Jesus says to pray, like, give us this day our daily bread.
Yeah.
It's all about being right now in today, that tomorrow is not promised, that today is a conversation with Yahweh.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's actually the whole point. The
Yeah.
whole point is today we wake up and go, God, what are we doing today?
Yeah.
It's not a wake up and go, well, here's what I'm doing today. I hope you're with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
it's that same idea we see in the wilderness
yes,
with the manna. And
Yes.
it's like, or manna.
the manna, Baal and manna.
Baal with the manna. It's like, oh yeah, during the week,
Yeah,
if you collected more than you needed for that day, the
It would go
next day
bad.
would be rotted.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, because Yahweh's saying you need to rely on me.
yeah.
You need to trust me. You need to talk to me.
And that's all. That's basically why the children of Israel had to stay wandering for 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they had to learn to trust Yahweh.
Yes.
Like it was actually like an educational
Yeah.
time frame.
Boot camp.
It was. Like these things you're going to need to know when you get into the promised land.
Yeah.
Which that's fascinating to think about it that way, in that simple way. Mainly because like that, no wonder they fell into
Yeah.
idol worship or worship of pagan gods, because it's just simply like, well, they seem to know what's happening. Like they have the weather app. So like I'd rather just do that than have to wake up and really not know what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. Okay. That also puts it in the
Yeah.
position of those gods are stepping in as a third party.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, we don't actually need you here. But because you're here, you're telling me, you're giving me the answer of really what I'm asking today and telling me like what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's pretty accurate because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Versus Yahweh's like, yeah, but there's so many other things to this.
That's right.
Like they're just predicting the movement of creation. But I'm interacting with how we can push in and make this whole thing what it was designed to be. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's cool, and it I don't know, it puts all that in perspective, I feel like, of like the dynamics that are happening here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
so more
it's
about
fascinating.
Baal.
So there are many Baals.
Okay. How many?
That existed in different regions. Actually, there's no accurate count.
That makes sense.
There's so many, but there's like a few that they're like, okay, yeah, these are definitely ones we can see. So I wrote quite a few down.
Okay.
And so we have Baal Hadad.
Okay.
So this is like the standard model.
Yeah.
When it's like when you think of Baal, you're probably thinking of Baal Hadad.
Okay.
So he's in charge of rainstorms, seasonal renewal, and he's central in Ugarit.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's kind of like he's the big boy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the Ugarit is like the region of Israel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then we have, which we've already mentioned, Baal Peor.
Okay.
Because he was mentioned specifically in Scripture.
Yes.
So he has a strong connection to fertility rites and biblically tied to sexual rites and boundary crossing worship.
Boundary crossing worship.
Yeah.
What do
Cross
you mean by
the boundary.
What do you mean by boundary crossing worship?
That's pretty much what I meant by
Like crossing the boundary.
Yeah, crossing
going
the boundary.
from one region to another.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Because you're entering another god's territory.
Yes.
True.
And so it's like they brought him into Israel.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is Yahweh's territory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
So now you're worshiping a foreign god in a foreign territory.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Which is, it's an interesting idea.
It is.
Then we have Baal Shemem.
Okay.
And this means Lord of the Heavens.
Cool.
Cool. So
cool.
he's more universal cosmic authority.
Okay.
And less tied to one location.
Okay.
And actually, a quick little sidestep on this.
Yeah.
Because this is fascinating. So we often hear as Christians the phrase like he's coming on the clouds.
Yeah.
And we always tie that to God.
On the clouds.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Which is a good song. I haven't heard that in a long time.
I know.
Is that Leland?
It is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we have that term, but that's actually was stolen. Or I say stolen because it was like
Borrowed language.
Borrowed language. It was a way that the writers of Scripture were making fun of Baal.
Oh, okay.
Because
this goes back to the Genesis 1 scenario.
Yes.
Where it's going like, you've heard this said this way.
It's not right. Yeah.
Yeah. This is stolen from what I'm actually going to do. Yeah.
And it's not because they couldn't come up with their own thing.
Right.
But it's the Bible's way of saying like, no.
Yeah.
That's not him. That's Yahweh.
Right.
So that phrase that we see was used of Baal.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, he rides the chariot in the clouds. Or he rides across the heavens, or he's coming on the clouds.
Yeah.
And it was this language of like, he is a god.
Sure.
So that was their kind of way of identifying a deity.
Okay.
Is their access in the heavens.
Chariots in the clouds.
That's it. Yeah. And so it's interesting because even, I'm trying to remember if I remember this number right, but in the Bible, I think that phrase is used like 9 times.
Okay.
But I believe 5 of those are actually referring to Baal.
Oh, okay.
And then the others are used to refer to Yahweh. And specifically, we see that with Jesus calling himself that. Saying that about himself when he's in front of Caiaphas.
Okay.
Which is part of also why he tears his clothes and calls him a blasphemer. Because Jesus is saying, "Oh, I'm coming on the clouds," or "You will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds,"
Oh, wow.
and he's saying like, "I am a god."
Yeah. Wow. I didn't. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
And so there's all this language that's tied in.
Well, okay, but Caiaphas is the high priest.
Yes.
So he's using language of a pagan god
Yes.
to a Jewish high priest.
Yes, but it's funny because when he quotes that, he's quoting Daniel.
Okay.
That's like the specific quote that he's referring to.
Yes.
So Caiaphas would have known, like, oh, he's actually quoting this prophecy in Daniel.
Right.
That's
so,
stealing this Baal language,
Yeah.
and
or
also
taking
borrowing.
It back.
It's really taking it back.
Yeah.
And also including this Enochian language to talk about the Son of Man.
Right.
And Jesus is identifying himself with those things.
Yes.
So he's saying, I am the Savior that's coming,
Yes.
because I'm here, and also I'm a God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool to think about.
So he's putting himself on a deity level.
Right.
And so he's like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah.
I like that. So next one?
So yeah. Next. So then we have Baal of Tyre,
Okay.
which we've mentioned. So he's the
Ball of Tyre.
Baal of Tyre. That sounds like a World Cup or something.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So he's the patron god of a major city-state, linked to trade, royal authority, and national identity.
Okay.
And then we have Baal Berith, who is Lord of the Covenant, likely tied to agreements and social religious identity.
Okay.
Social/religious identity.
So governance.
Yes. Yeah. And then we have our fun guy, Beelzebub.
Ooh, I like that guy.
And so he is...
Just kidding.
That means...
No.
No.
I don't like that guy.
Scratch that. Edit. So he's... that means Lord of the Flies. So he's associated with disease, decay, and possibly protection from pests.
Okay.
And then we have...
So association really with people that have diseases and are dying, and death probably too.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was, because that's the whole thing. Like a kingdom can't be divided against itself.
Right.
If you say that I am from Beelzebub,
Yeah.
right? So it's bringing
how
the
does-
dead back to life,
Yeah.
which would make sense why that's the one that's referenced.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. And it's interesting because that's when we see in the New Testament this term come back up again.
Yeah.
And it's used to refer to the prince of the demons,
Yes.
essentially. And so it becomes this really interesting language throughout Scripture, this specific Baal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fat. There's a lot we could go on there we don't have time for today.
Yeah,
but that would be a lot of fun to do.
Specific on Beelzebub.
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 So,
Beelzebub.
bulb's the light bulb.
Ball's a light bulb.
Listen here, bub. Balls above.
What's the great balls of fire?
Oh yeah.
What is
Great
that?
Scott.
No.
Isn't that how the...
No, Great
No, it's not.
Scott is
No, that's Back
Doc.
to the Future.
Yeah.
Why do I think Great Scott? Jeepers Creepers.
What is the that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it is.
1.21 gigawatts. That's what I was trying to
Go 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. All right, so
that's fun. And then we have Baal Haman.
okay.
Can't forget him.
Sure.
So he was specifically in Carthage in North Africa.
Okay, so very
Or
regional.
Carthage / because that is modern North Africa.
Right. Yeah.
So he was fertility and vegetation and possibly linked to sacrificial systems,
Okay.
which would specifically mean like child sacrifice.
Yeah. In Northern Africa.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. So there's possibly many more, but there's no like major ones in their function.
Okay.
Sorry, these are the major ones in their function.
Oh, okay.
I didn't read my note right.
Here we go. Major ones
And here's the major
functions.
ones. So across different regions and possibly with some overlap.
Okay.
Because there are some overlap within different areas. They might worship two of them.
Okay.
Or like this part of the city worships this one and this half worships that.
Got it.
Yeah. So Baal isn't really defined by a personality, but he's defined by a function.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh, here's Zeus and here's the personality of Zeus. They're like, oh, there's actually 15 Zeuses.
True.
It's like, no, that's the proper name for that god.
Got it.
Whereas Baal is a title which distinguishes the function, but not the personality.
The Lord of the region.
Yes.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. Which is why it's a prefix, where it's it comes before the more specific name.
Yeah, or like could you call it a modifier?
No, I don't
Not
think so.
really, no.
Not in a proper noun sense.
No.
But it's similar to L.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about who Baal is.
That's cool.
So it's just kind of funny.
Baal.
So that's I will say, so that's why, because it's not a specific personality. We do see that there can be so many of them
Yeah.
because it's just the function that they fit into.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Baal was not just one god in one place. The word itself means Lord or Master. And in the ancient Levant, it could Israel.
Yeah, no, I just like you said Levant.
I know. It's all French. It could refer either to the storm and fertility god Hadad or to local Baal titles tied to particular cities and shrines. So the main answer is Baal was worshipped by a range of West Semitic peoples, especially the Canaanites, the Ugaritans, the Phoenicians, and later the Punic and Carthaginians.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Carthagin.
Cardiac arrest.
No. Carthaginians.
Carcinogens?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Carthaginian world. Baal worship also appears at times among Israelites when they adopted or blended Canaanite religion. Yeah. So the earliest major setting that we see would be the Canaanite and Ugaritic world in the Bronze Age, in the Levant, modern Israel and Palestine, Lebanon, Western Syria, and parts of Jordan. That's cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating because it kind of expands that idea a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so how Baal was worshipped. The core pattern was the normal ancient Near Eastern cult. Temples or high places, altars, priest vows, and petitions and sacrifices, especially animals such as cattle, sheep, goats, and birds, because Baal was mainly a storm, fertility, and agricultural deity. People sought his favor for rain, crops, herds, and protection from drought. In some settings, especially in later hostile, biblical, polemic, and in Punic evidence, Baal-associated worship is also linked to more extreme rites, including human sacrifice in at least some communities. Yeah. So chiefly among the Canaanites.
Yeah, and
in the Bronze Age. Sometimes it's fun to think about, like, what are the ages listed by history?
Oh, yeah.
In parallel to the way it lays out in the Bible.
Where they're at, yeah.
Yeah.
That is, I never done that before. That'd be kind of interesting to build that timeline out.
We kind of, I've kind of interjected it throughout.
That's actually, yeah, that's, now that I think about it, you have.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Bronze.
It'd be fun to, like, see it out, though.
It would.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
So let's do, like, 5 minutes on why the story of Elijah.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
And I think with this, it's the most particular thing is the Baal cycle that we've talked about.
Right.
Where with his death and revival.
Yes.
And so when we open up in this story, we see that there's been a drought.
Yes.
And it's been happening for a long time.
Yes.
And so this would be typically like, oh, okay, this is the Baal has died. And so now we have to revive him.
Right.
And so, oh yeah, here it is. 1 Kings 17:1.
Yeah.
Yeah. As the Lord God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, except at my word.
Which means that Elijah in that moment is talking to Ahab.
Yes.
And he actually says,
yeah,
Elijah, me, this guy right here, standing before you, prophet of Yahweh,
Yes.
is declaring that there will no longer be rain as
Yeah.
long as I say,
Yes.
which is wild.
It's a wild thing to declare.
Because, like you said, like you set up, Ahab's wife is Jezebel.
Yes.
And Jezebel is promoting in that region the worship of Baal.
Yes.
And that worship of Baal is for the prosperity of the region.
Yeah.
So she
Well, 'cause
thinks...
even like the one that she brought in
Right.
was the one to legitimize her rulership.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's... Yeah, so she's playing out, and we've talked about
So
this
it's interesting
because
even the fact that this happens, and so Baal isn't playing ball.
Yeah.
It's like it in some ways also delegitimizes their rulership, because it's like, oh, well, Baal
For
isn't on
Elijah.
your side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
yeah.
Jezebel and Ahab.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh wait, so Baal isn't playing games. He is playing games with us. So like he doesn't honor your rulership.
Yeah, similar to we talked about Caiaphas.
Yeah.
Bringing Jesus before Caesar.
Yes.
Because he brings him before Caesar and says, this guy says that he's the Messiah.
Or Herod, you mean?
Yes, sorry.
I was like, wait, Caesar's way too big.
No, yes, to Herod. And then, well, eventually he goes to anyways.
Yes, that's fair.
but he says, like, this guy's declaring to be the Messiah. And the reason why that's legitimate is not because Caiaphas is not like, hey, this guy thinks he's going to be our Messiah.
Yeah.
He's saying this guy is going to overthrow your throne.
Yes.
So Elijah steps in and goes, hey, I'm going to overthrow your throne.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it by the power of my God, who's the one true God.
Yes.
And you say you're going to do it by the power of your God.
Mm-hmm.
So let's battle, but let's not battle with our hands. Let's battle with demonstrations of our gods doing things.
Yes.
So that's where we get the battle at Carmel,
Yeah.
which is...
And even like...
eventually it does do it with its hands because he does slay a bunch of people.
He does kill a lot of
He
prophets.
kills a lot of people.
That is true. Well, even here, it's like in this, the fact that he says that and there is a drought, there's no rain.
Right.
Like that is like, there's already the battle that has started in
Yes.
their mind.
Right. And we see this happen also way before this with Moses and Aaron in Egypt before Pharaoh with the prophets of Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
or the magicians of Egypt.
Yeah.
That Yahweh is intentionally calling out all of these individual gods of Egypt.
Yes.
And he's demonstrating that he can do the same thing. And then he keeps going and they can't keep up.
Yeah.
And
well, he shows that he actually does have power.
Yeah.
And defeats all of them every single time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like this is another example of that.
Yes.
Of God stepping in through a prophet and going like, guys, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I made all these guys.
Yes.
They're pretending to be me, but they're not me.
Mm-hmm.
So like have relationship with me, stop worshiping them. Like they're frauds.
Yes.
They're not fake, they're frauds.
Yeah, they're shysters.
They're very real frauds. And it keeps happening over and over and over again until Jesus finally comes and he goes, all right, one more time, guys. They're all frauds. And now everybody gets to decide for themselves and follow me.
Yeah.
So it is cool because that's a consistent cycle and a consistent thing that we see.
Yeah, because like even with this, to tie that up a little bit is because it's following that Baal cycle, the Baal cycle.
Yeah,
I flip it around, and so it's like the drought is normal.
Right.
There's always the period where it doesn't rain. Baal died.
Yes.
And so it's like what Elijah challenges them to is, okay, you just need to revive your God.
Yes.
And then there's going to be rain.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you there won't be. So they try and they try and they try. And obviously they fail. And when Yahweh then sends the fire on the altar and brings the rain, it shows like, hey, Baal actually doesn't have control over the.
Those are two different things, though.
What's that?
Like those instances they're around the same time, but they're not.
They are two different things. Yeah.
Well, the reason I was going to say that is because the text says that there was no rain for these years, and in the third year, which means that when Elijah comes in, to your point, when Elijah comes in and goes, "Hey, no more rain. It's not going to rain until I say." Well, they're expecting yearly rain, and it doesn't rain for 3 years.
Yes.
So, in other words, they're doing the worship to get rain from Baal, and there's no rain coming. So it's where Baal was counterfeiting, hey, I'm the one who gives the rain. It's showing he's not the one who gives the rain. He just has the weather app.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And so in that way, it's like, oh, they're not the controller of the rain. They simply know when it's going to rain throughout the year.
Yeah.
So it's information, not creator.
Yes.
So it's knowledge, again.
It's knowledge.
It's knowledge that they're passing along, but it's not something that they're actually creating.
Right.
Or in control of.
Yeah.
And that's the exposure that Yahweh creates with Baal in front of his people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of cool.
And so, like, yeah, it's that whole situation is so interesting because that's the dynamics of what's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah. So Baal.
So yeah, there's a little idea.
Yeah.
What this is.
Well, and that's the cool thing too about, like, just because I didn't want to throw that off too much, but when there is a demonstration of fire on the altar with Elijah and those prophets, one of the things that Elijah does is throws water on the altar.
That's right. Yeah.
Because wet wood is harder to light.
Mm-hmm.
But also water is the most precious commodity to that whole region. So he's throwing the most expensive thing that he can on the altar as a sacrifice to the Lord.
Yeah.
And so it's because he's demonstrating my God, Yahweh, is the God of the rain.
Yeah.
He'll provide more water. He's the God of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He'll light the altar, right? He's also the God of the covenant, which is what the altar is for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all those things are all represented in that. And and every other God is lowered.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
They're exposed for what they are.
So who is Baal?
Mean what?
What? When?
What? When? Who? How?
Where?
Baal?
Baal. Baal is all of these things.
Play a ball!
3, 2, 1.